Welcome to On the Chain. This is Jeff here with co-host Chip. What is going on, Ripple Hat? Man, today we got a ton of good stuff to cover. Question is, what does the mainstream media, Jim Cramer, Sam Bankman-Fried, what do they all have in common? And does XRP have anything to do with their commonalities? I don't know, but we're going to talk about a lot of good news that appeared today. Chip?
Magically. Yeah, we got some Ripple news
Magic.
too, some partnership news, some stuff going on
Magic
with Ripple,
news.
and it's all magic.
It's all
XRP.
magic.
Can't be for sure, can't be sure, but it seems like magic, right?
It does seem like it's magic.
Let's
go.
Welcome to On the Chain.
What's up, guys? I think one of these days I'll do the whole entire show with the Ripple bucket hat. What do you think, man? Why not? Why not? What's up, everybody? Welcome to On the Chain. Here we are. As people start filing in, let us drop where you're from. We'll throw it up on the screen as we move through it. But we've got some good Ripple news here to kind of hit over and go over. There's some new partnerships in play here. It's great to see that despite the SEC, Ripple hasn't slowed down. In fact, it's been just the opposite. In nearly 2 years since that lawsuit was dropped, they have continued to grow not only ODL, but they've also continued to grow partnerships. Now, the only part that it has hurt them is when it comes to the actual US partnerships, because everyone's like, I think I'm good, man. I think I'm good, right? So that's the only time it's really sort of hurt anybody. But they're not slowing down, and we're anxiously awaiting what's going to happen there. And then On the Chain is going to have a very big special. We're going to have our 2-year anniversary special, which will be it actually may be here right on YouTube. So if it is right here on YouTube, but we have none other than John Deaton and Jeremy Hogan, and we'll have a bunch of others joining. And tomorrow night, right here on the chain, none other than blockchain backer will be here for another interview. It's a second interview on the chain. And man, it was so great hanging out with him down in Miami. Hung out with him 2 nights in a row. And Jeff, what a great, it's so great when you meet people in person, because just to be able to hang and laugh, a lot of laughter happened. He's such an incredible guy. He's very humble. He's very, I can't say enough great things about him. So we're really thrilled to have him back here on the chain. So really looking forward to that. What's up, Australia? Aussie, Oz Crypto, another great YouTuber you should be following if you're not already, because he is phenomenal. So you want to do that. And we goof around with the one on the bottom there, because it's a little bit of an inside joke. Oz one time on the channel, it said 2 YouTubers I follow the most, Crypto Eddie and Jungle, because they don't hype. And so we goof a little bit, but no, he doesn't hype really. He does a lot of what we do, which is you put up a crazy thumbnail and then you like dispel it and you kind of talk a little bit about it. So Jeff,
everybody give a quick shout out where you're tuning in from. We know we've got Australia. We know we got Melbourne Beach, Florida, and we got Portugal. So we got Sergio coming in from Portugal. And I heard they have good coffee and candy over there.
Have you heard that? I know they have great wine. I think their wine is understated. A lot of people don't realize what a great wine industry they have. People are like, oh, I love wine from Spain and from France and from Napa Valley. Don't rule out Portugal, man. I've had some very good wine there. So I will say that they are just, it's underrated. And if you can pick up some, highly recommend it.
We got Warren.
Is that Warren, Michigan?
Warren, Michigan.
I used to work in Warren, Michigan, the tech center back in the day.
I drove through Warren, Michigan the other day.
There you go. You see how that works? Do you see how that works? Does anybody see how that works? Yeah. So sorry, I'm
Pittsburgh,
trying to look up here.
Scotland.
Went to school in Pittsburgh.
Oregon.
Yeah, I love the Berg.
Portugal is known for its wine. There you go.
Not here though. Not in the U.S. a lot, but it is probably in Europe, but not here as much. You don't see it. It's actually really hard to find.
All right, what are we starting with? Some Ripple news? Or are we going to go straight into the?
No, let's go right into Ripple news here. I think we should jump into this right here. I'm just trying to load up some stories in here so we can jump to stuff.
We have some really great videos from Jim Cramer. We're a huge fan of Jim Cramer. He's a big fan of crypto, and so
we'll be right back. We'll be right.
So I don't know where he's going. He just left, just like that. We got Andover, Mass. Mark, we're gonna blame you for Elizabeth Warren. Thank you very much for all that. AR, Wine from Warren, Michigan is the bomb. That's man. Hey, I drove through there like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, whatever day that was, going through Warren.
All right, let's go here.
Lots
Let's roll this
going
up.
on, man. Man, Detroit's up and coming, Chip. Do you know there's a Whole Foods in Detroit, downtown area?
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, the Whole Foods everywhere. Whole shopping cart is what they call it. The shopping cart is so small that no matter what you put into it, you always walk out with $100 worth of stuff minimum. It's like a minimum of $100. So like you pay way more than that. But so RippleX put this out. They tweeted this out. The GemWallet app is a web extension that enables you to make fast, secure payments on the XRP ledger. Or the XRP ledger, I should say, Jeff. And Jim Cramer is apparently unaware of this. He knows none of this. He's completely blind. Yeah. So read more about their capabilities for easy crypto payments without any third-party mobile apps. And if here's some light reading for you, Jeff, some developer reflections here.
It's really easy to read.
Transfer fees. I love stuff on a black background. It's really the reason they print books on a black background, right? For readability. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait, they don't. Transfer fees are low, fast and secure, used by enterprise, carbon neutral ledger. Okay, so 3 out of 4 ain't bad, Jeff. Okay, 3 out of 4. This one, I don't think anybody really cares about it unless it's a compliance issue. Then you care about it. But these 3 right here are what we all know and love. Transfer fees low, fast, secure. When they say used by enterprise, they're talking about enterprise level, organizations that are using it. Enhancing core values, and then here's a XRP wallet for every website built on XRP Ledger mainnet. GemWallet is an XRPL grants recipient with plans to support NFTs and smart contracts like hooks and XRPL side chains in the future. Now you can have a native Web3 experience on the XRPL without a third-party app on your mobile. What do you think about this? Pretty cool, no?
Very cool.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. So let's look at the Gem wallet here. It's a crypto wallet for Web3 layer for XRPL. That was weird. I did hear Julius in the background.
Did you hear him?
Do you have your crisp on? That's weird. I did hear
that's
him.
Really weird. Let me see.
My dog was barking on my side. I was like, had to venture off for a second. He was barking and crawling on.
Crisp is on.
Weird.
But he's extra loud.
It could be that he just slipped through. So actually, you can download this. So here's the top. Here's the top features you'll enjoy. Obviously, easy to use, non-custodial. Your data is encrypted. GemWallet never has access to your funds ever. Now, this you're going to see everybody put this on there, Jeff, because of Sam Bankman-Fried. Now the new disclaimer is we don't have access to your funds, and you're thinking in the back of your head like SBF ever, like SBF. I didn't hear him that time. Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, he's good. He's silent.
I'm trying to find a message in my Twitter DM from AR, but I'm not finding it. So I'm not sure.
Oh, you know why? It was probably the on the chain one. Make sure you get Jeff directly.
I looked at that one too.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I'm looking at both of them. So AR, if you sent it, been digging through here and haven't found it.
So the cool thing is that I will say that almost anything you build, and this is really interesting. I didn't realize this, but I kind of forgot about it actually. But Twitter, back in its day, created an API where developers could actually start using it to build apps on Twitter, right? So what it does, it takes the basic platform and extends the functionality of it. And so what they're doing here is the GemWallet API. They're easy to integrate the XRPL on the web. So third-party developers can go ahead and tap into this and kind of use a lot of the functionality of it, which to me is always great. Anytime you develop APIs, phenomenal. Obviously fast,
great idea,
right? Own your own data. No one has access to your master password, the keys, or the data stored on your device except for you, not even GemWallet.
So Crypto Eddie is wondering how Weetza feels.
Interesting. Yeah, I wonder how he does feel on that.
And what's up, Crypto Eddie?
What's up,
Crypto Eddie? We're just scrolling this.
I'd love to have Crypto Eddie on that anniversary show as well. She popped in last year, and everybody.
That'd be great.
It'd be great to have you on that show.
We'll have to reach out to her. I wonder how we could reach out to her and ask her if she would attend.
I don't know. I mean,
our second.
If you had some kind of a forum of some sort, somewhere you could have a calling, and you could say,
that'd be amazing.
Right.
Imagine if you could just reach out to her and just ask her directly and say, "Would you attend our second anniversary of the?"
So Oz Crypto said that Weetza in part developed it. So there you go. And maybe not directly, but of course, there's a lot of love flowing in here for one of the best YouTubers that doesn't hype.
Oz
Yeah, of
wants to know if
course,
he can
Oz.
come
Yeah,
too.
of course you can come. Absolutely. But it wouldn't be right if we didn't have you on there. But yeah, we'll have a bunch of folks join us. We had a big party last year. It was phenomenal. And we'll do it
We
again on
have
the
to
20th.
we have to get it set up because the 20th is right around the corner. By
It's
the
right
way.
around the corner. I don't know what happened, Jeff. It felt like I woke up from Thanksgiving and now bam, right into the holidays. So
We
here we
better get
are. We
our
have
final invites out, but we know we have Deaton and Hogan. We're
yeah,
planning on doing this on the Twitter Spaces, but I don't think that's going to work
man,
out.
Hanukkah starts tomorrow. I think it starts tomorrow, and then we've got Christmas up this weekend. Crazy. So also too. So these are
Maybe.
Oh, maybe. Okay, we got a maybe. Yeah, we'll reach out. Of course, we jest a little bit here, but GemWallet doesn't track any personal You see what they have to do now? It's like you have to oversay everything. Look, it's private. You own the keys. We don't have access to your data because there's a huge concern about that. I mean, people are terrified of that happening. So yeah, I think it's cool. It's good. It's good to see more development happening. Let's see. What's the showcase? What's that look like? Want to showcase your project? So there's a demo. Someone put up a demo there. And
do you need access to your XRP to use the API?
Well, the API would be, yeah. I mean, at some point you would. I mean, but the API is just like it's just a way to tap into the core functionality. So yeah, he covered it.
Oz actually covered it in a video.
There you go. You see.
Okay, let's go to Oz Crypto. If you want to hear more about that project, go check out Oz Crypto on YouTube and check out his video that he made on it.
Yeah, right on. And then and some more. Let's see. Hang on a second. I did have a tweet from Crypto Eddie here because she's always on the leading edge of what's going on out there.
All right, we got some good videos. Let's get into some of these videos because they're fun.
Go ahead.
I want to start with the Ripple partnership.
I'd like to keep it Ripple focused, then we'll jump into that. Because
all right, let's do the Ripple partnership first, and then there's an NFT project deadline for NFT projects from the Ripple Creator Fund. Let's jump into the Ripple projects or partnerships.
Yeah,
and then then we'll move into some of the Jim Cramer videos because those are kind of comical. And
it's always comical. The guys and the funny thing is, I think he almost believes this stuff. I don't know if he does, but it feels like he might actually think what he's saying is actually true. So half the time. Wait a minute. That's not the story that I want to show. Okay, let's move through it. Let's you've
got the Ripple partnership and
I'm going to pass that because that's old.
Sweden.
That's old news, son. That's why I passed through it.
How old is it?
From October. We covered that.
Oh, yes, we did.
Yeah, it's just Ripple retweeted it.
Yeah, go to the NFT. History. Let's talk about the Ripple Creator Fund because, if you're an NFT creator and you want to dip in and try to get some funding from...
Well, guess what, Jeff? We're dipping our toe in the water again. Rejected twice.
We're going to try one more time.
First round, second round. We are going in hard for the third round, but I've got some serious good documentation this time. But we are going in. And, when I see the stuff that hits out there and I say, like, you don't see our project with the, world-renowned illustrator, I go like, oh, what's going on, right? Is it, and if you don't know anybody that talks up XRP enough, of course, we're truthful here. We give our opinions. There's a lot of things we don't like, and we say that too. We're not all like, yes men. We say it, we call it as we see it. And if we like it, we like it. If we don't, we don't. It's just like how anybody is. So they're extending the deadline, guys. So think about this. If you guys have thought about an NFT project or you had an idea, go ahead and you want to go ahead and get in here. They're extending it to January 18th. Seems like a long time, but it's actually just another month, really. So bring it to life on the XRPL from musicians to fashion designers to YouTubers, like on the chain. So we will go ahead and do that. But then there's other big projects too that have been shunned, which is... and I don't want to get into the politics of this, but there's one of the most incredible projects out there was rejected several times. So it's mind-boggling on so many ways. And when I see something which is, maybe the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life gets funded, I go like, okay. So Jeff, I got the perfect way this is going to get funded next time. We'll talk about it off camera, but I think I've got the in this time, man. I think we're gonna connect it, right? So Here we go. Let's do this. Here it is right here. This was the original shout out here. And this is a cool animation, man. Really need to ditch the black background, though. It's got to go. It's just not a good thing. So collaboration with their partners. And so, they're not really, and that's the other thing too. It's not Ripple that's actually, I don't think they actually are the ones that are making the call. I think there's a panel of people that actually select. But again, going to go for it once again. Build your next project on XRP Ledger, Ripple Creator Fund. How do I apply? Well, let me drop this in there, guys, so you can actually see. There we go. Let me drop this in there, guys. If there's anybody in there interested, I just dropped the link in the chat. It says December 30th, but it has been extended, so we're good. Who should apply? Anybody.
Who should apply, Chip?
Except for prominent YouTubers or unknown YouTubers in our case. So do not apply. You're not getting any special treatment, regardless of the good work you've been doing. Fine, folks, but don't worry about that. So how do they get evaluated? Let's find out how that is. You need a clear mission statement. Okay, Jeff, we need a clear mission statement. It must have been unclear at some point. So project roadmap, there you go. But this is XRPL, so this is something else. This NFT experiences, spanning the creator economy. Yeah, the difficult thing with that is and just been talking with some other folks out there that have done this. What I have noticed is that Jeff and I do have a clear roadmap. We actually had a metaverse of types and an actual game in mind with our project. The problem is that you can't make bold claims out there if you can't back it up. If you don't have the proper funding, you won't be able to execute. If you're not able to execute, you end up accosted like Sam Bankman-Fried. And there's a bunch of projects out there that have not been, Jeff, for the most part, didn't fulfill on that roadmap. And again, like I was just saying, with the game and the things we had in mind, so you got to be very careful about that. So anyway, there's that.
See that?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, Crypto Eddie, I can't agree more than that. She was the logo work she did, and you could just see that Swell was not the same this year. It did not have that same pizzazz. I mean, I don't know where Hannah ended up. I know you covered it in a video, but I got to tell you, it doesn't have that same. It doesn't have that same wow. So I couldn't agree with you any more than that. I don't know what happened, but should have tried to keep her, man, because she did some amazing work.
Shoulda,
coulda, woulda. There's a lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas, Jeff, in life, right?
Yep. All right, Chip. We're gonna get into some Jim Cramer stuff because he's funny.
Okay.
And
if you have to, go ahead.
So we're gonna start with John Deaton. John Deaton, and this is his comment to the video. But Cramer,
should we play the video first, sir?
Well, I'd like John Deaton's to kind of build a little bit of excitement.
Okay. I see the approach.
Cramer continues to talk about XRP, and he's totally clueless about the asset itself or the network, the XRP ledger in which XRP operates. When will Becky Quick, Andrew, whatever that is, what is that? R. Sorkin, and Joe Squawk have someone to counter Cramer's ignorance. So that's how we're going to tee this up. A little bit of ignorance on the part of Jim Cramer. We all know that. I thought that'd be, so everybody's watching, everybody knows, and it's getting a little old, but it's funny all the same. So let's
it never stops being funny, Jeff.
Never stops being funny. So here we go. Our buddy Jim Cramer. Let's see what good things he has to say about XRP.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Let's get down to the New York Stock Exchange and check in with Jim Cramer. Jim, the futures keep getting worse, down more than 400 this morning after some significant losses yesterday. I know it's a witching day. I know the options expiration, but what do you think is really at play here? What matters? What's going to stick?
I think everybody, there's this new group of people who just said no matter what the Fed does, it's over. They can't do a thing. Inflation's going to run away. At the same time, earnings are going to be hard.
Yoda.
Does it?
Every time I hear his voice, I hear Yoda.
Does he know anything himself, or is he just kind of mimic what other people are saying.
Well, I don't know. He always looks to the side a lot, so I don't know if he's reading giant cue cards with like 4 words on it that help him remember. I don't know.
Right.
I really don't have the answer for that, Jeff. I
But
don't know.
you can go here to access his picked list of stocks. Go to his investing club.
These are people who just, frankly, don't really look at the individual stocks. They look at their S&P numbers because they look at individual stocks that require a lot of homework and say, oh, things are really bad. And I'm not buying it. I think there's some real interesting opportunities every single day, including today. And everybody's just much too negative. I think you should be negative on crypto.
All right. So he's making an interesting point. Stocks are in the dumps, but there are some interesting buys. Who is it? Was it Warren Buffett that said, you got to buy when everyone's trying to sell is when you want to buy, well, especially when it's at its low point. This is where it's terrifying because it's hit rock bottom and people are like, oh, what's going to happen to the market? Is it all going to crash and burn? That's an interesting point. So, but now he's super negative on crypto. So let's hear what he has to say, Chip.
That I think that let's say today everyone's negative on oil. I'm not negative on oil. I mean, if China comes back strong, we'll look like idiots. So you're putting up cryptos. I'm negative on the XRP and the Litecoin and the Dogecoin because I've yet to find anything that anybody who really takes them. There are probably some paid spokespeople who I like right now.
What the hell is he talking about?
What is?
Look,
I don't know anyone who takes them.
Listen, you got if you're gonna first of all, let's face it, CNBC is not Fox Business, right? Fox Business has been all over, crypto, and these guys are kind of just waking up from a slumber. But CNBC is just a laughing stock, right? And the thing about Jim Cramer is he doesn't know anybody. I don't know anybody that takes them. He doesn't know anybody that takes them, right? It's like, dude, you have to do better. You're on television. You're giving financial advice. I don't care what your disclaimers are. You're out there giving financial advice and you don't know. You have to do better. You have to have people on your staff that are able to research or at least reach out to the community. That's it. I mean, what can you say? You have to do better, man.
Look at this. Look. Yeah. I mean, it's just what does that even mean? He doesn't know anyone who takes them. Like, what?
Well, yeah, he doesn't know. But excuse me, Jeff, but do you know anybody that takes Bitcoin? Yeah, we know some people that take Bitcoin.
On mass scale, like, is it like all of a sudden everybody's using Bitcoin to buy stuff? People are buying Bitcoin.
Well, yeah, they're buying Bitcoin, but again, he doesn't understand cryptocurrency. He doesn't understand the fact that, I mean, I think the biggest use case he's missing, he's like, oh, but I go to the grocery store and I want to be able to buy my groceries. Nobody takes it. So he goes in there and says he wants, hey, do you take XRP? No, we don't. I'm not buying XRP.
Well, the question here is he the spokesperson or the mouthpiece that's going to keep, propping up those they deem to be their success? Are they picking winners from losers? And he's just as he does with stocks, is he put out there just to pump up Bitcoin and Ether. He singles out these three. Oh, I don't know anyone who takes them. Doesn't even reference these two yet. I mean, he might right now, but he's in an interesting position because he's a shiller, on CNBC. He's out there. He's always pumping stocks and dumping stocks. So here, let's see if he says a little bit more here. Hang on.
Don't know if I want to dig a little deeper there. I think I know where you're going with it.
No, she's calling an idiot.
I hear your point.
What do you mean?
All of
Where am I going with
lesser coins. Well, I watch it.
I mean, we put them up, and I looked to myself. I said, okay, well, why don't we put up, I don't know, like Williams-Sonoma and Lincoln National? I mean,
yeah.
These are things that are destined. There's like $80 billion worth of non-Bitcoin that are really destined to be wiped out. And there are still people who conflate blockchain with them. And I keep saying, if blockchain were so great, why wouldn't the geniuses at Amazon and Alphabet use? Why doesn't Ruth Porat use blockchain?
Now, there are a lot of made-up coins that we're not sure why they're worth anything.
Well, there's 200 coins at Coinbase. There's 200 coins at Coinbase, and people can buy that stock. I mean, Kathy Wood buys Coinbase. Look, I just find that there are real companies that are down a lot that are very interesting to me. And then there's this whole other subset of things that I don't even regard as securities, nor does although Gensler has to, that don't intrigue me. And then there are people who say, you know what, because with the 2-year where it is and the 10-year where it is, you should sell everything. And I find I think this is fatuous reasoning on the part of people who are not rigorous. Get up, make a judgment about where the S&P is going to end up, and then decide, hey, you know what? I think that the Niners are going to be in against the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Why don't they do some work? Turn off the darn Amazon and go read the Adobe call. But no, you see, because they got to go. They have some fun, probably play with their kids. I haven't played with my kids in 20 years.
What in the world is this guy? What? He just spews a lot of nonsense for the last like 40 seconds. What in the world is this guy?
I don't know what he's even talking about, Jeff. I mean,
oh my God.
I mean, and that's kind of a weird thing. Like, what is he talking about? His kids? Like, what he hasn't played with his kids in 20 years. What does that have to do with what does that have to do with anything with cryptocurrency? And he just rambles on. He rambles on a little bit.
That's from AR.
Oh, there you go. That's fantastic. That's perfect. Oh, look at me. Me no, like play cryptocurrency. I mean, that's a great. Thank you, AR. Thank you for that. Man, the timing couldn't have been better, right?
Oh, that's brilliant.
Miguel Castillo says, hey, Jim Cramer's an intelligent man. Don't let him fool you. He just sold his soul to Wall Street. Boom. Ka-choom. Where's the boom, Jeff? When we need a boom. We need a boom. Let me read it again. Jim Cramer is an intelligent man. Don't let it fool you. He just sold his soul to Wall Street.
Boom.
Yeah,
boom.
Right. Don't you hate that they have that on the loop and you have to turn it
Always.
off the loop? Like, why would you want it on loop? Give me the option to turn on loop, right?
Exactly.
I love this comment right here. Yeah, and right here too, he says, doesn't he sound a little drunk? From Doug, he says, with a little slurring of the words. He does sound a little drunk.
He's always a little drunk.
Yeah. Use the trump card. I want to talk about that NFT project. We're going to cue that up too. So stick around to the end. We will get to it. Let's see what else we have. There's a lot of good comments in here. Yoda. That's what he sounds a little bit like. There's echoes of Yoda in there. But not as cool as Yoda. He doesn't have that Yoda sort of coolness, I guess you would be. So we got another one here from that I wanted to post up here. This one is, we're going to segue a little bit. But so Kevin O'Leary, for some reason, Jeff, we don't understand this, but he's all in on Sam Bankman-Fried. He's like, I might invest in him again. The dude's like up on like some serious counts from the Southern District of New York. There's like 8 counts or something like that, and they're pretty serious, right? You know, anytime you could argue the finer points of cryptocurrency, but wire fraud's no joke, right? That's you're pretty much going down for wire fraud. If you cross, state lines and it's fraudulent, you're going. That's a big deal. So they got him on that. There's a whole bunch of other things. It's weird. They kind of like they didn't get him on selling non-registered securities because they don't want to dip their toe in that water. They're all too anxious any other time to go after crypto, but no, not on the counts for Sam Bankman-Fried. And it's like, oh, he was so cool. We called him SBF, Jeff. Everybody called him SBF. SBF. I mean, it's so stupid. I mean, why are we even talking? Everyone's like SBF or Sam Bankman-Fried. But so Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary, and Jeff, I honestly, let me add this to the stream here because this year,
you got that. Cool.
I have to give a little kudos here to CNBC. I know I just was hammering them a little bit ago, but I have to give them a little bit of kudos on this interview. If this is the one, hopefully I got the right one.
Time goes so quick. It seems like only yesterday I was totally arguing with you on Squawk Box. You went from Charlie Munger's view on Bitcoin to Michael Saylor's view on Bitcoin. And I actually kidded you about it. I said, who are you? You may know nothing, but you're never in doubt. You're so strident when you said it was just worthless and rat poison. And then 6 months later, you're like this Bitcoin bull. So I didn't understand that conversion. Did that conversion coincide with the 15 million that you got from FTX?
No,
Now, this is a really good question, but
that's a great question.
So I love the way he takes them apart here, Jeff, because he says, you went from Charlie Munger's view, right? And Charlie Munger, let's face it, he's had better days, okay? And then you got, and Warren Buffett, his and then he goes, then you become this Bitcoin bull, and you called it rat poison, right? And we've argued about this, but listen, if you're on TV and someone's throat punching you, you just smile big, you just do this. But let's listen to what Kevin Leary, let's see how he defends himself here. How does he answer the question?
I was investing 3.5 years earlier than that. I changed my mind back in early 2018 when I saw the regulators in jurisdictions like Canada, Switzerland, and Abu Dhabi start to change their minds. But I'll tell you what really got me investing, Joe. I mentioned these guest lecturing things I do. They're usually to graduating cohorts of engineers. And so these are classes at 6 to 9 at night. And these are the best and brightest at MIT or in business school at Harvard. I started to notice back in 2018, I'd say, okay, wait, where are you guys going? Where are you going? Because about a third of the class will create entrepreneurial efforts and they'll start businesses. They're all going to the blockchain. You can't spend that much intellectual.
I believed it back then. I'm just trying to figure why. I got to.
Okay, now wait a minute. Jeff, this is a phenomenal interview for so many reasons. And let's say there is some good stuff here, but check this out. Watch this. Watch when you come with a proof point. Let's bring in the proof point and let's see how Kevin reacts.
Stop you. I got to stop you. You just said you made this conversion in what year?
I think it was 2018 I started investing, yeah.
Okay, well, I just for, as a point of fact, for what it's worth, May 14th, 2019, you came on television and called Bitcoin garbage. Just
then I'm wrong. It's the year later.
And keeps it in
I'm sorry, guys.
And keeping the time. But also, Kevin, so prior to that, you hadn't looked at it at all. I wonder about Munger. I wonder about a lot of it. Most of the people that call them Beanie Babies have never looked into actually how it works. Had you not looked into it, and yet you had those very strong opinions about it?
I remember. I think it was 2017, coming on Squawk Box talking about the tokenization of a hotel in New York. And the regulator let me know right after that they were not okay with that. And that was the beginning of realizing, wow, things are tough out here with this crypto stuff. But maybe you're right, Andrew. Maybe I started 2019. But the point was long before I became a paid spokesperson, years before. So it didn't change my mind to be paid or, go through that whole process. I'm an advocate of this because I think the productivity available in crypto and particularly payment systems looks extraordinary. And I understand the incumbents and the banking system is really trying to shut this down. But the fact is, it's a threatening technology, and disruption's always abhorred by the existing incumbents.
So should we assume, Jeff, that he's all in on, like, when he said payment systems, some of the use cases like XRP that really, are, pretty much big in that category? I mean, that's the only thing he said that like made any sense here. He goes, and I love when he says this, Jeff. The guy's like, it was absolutely, he gives him the date. It was April, whatever, in 2019. Yeah. He goes, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. I just told you the date. I didn't give you the time, but I gave you the date that you said it was garbage.
Yeah. So it's interesting. If you look at this, he kind of outlines it here. So same video, it was on Twitter, Bitcoin archive. Kevin O'Leary. So 2018, he buys Bitcoin. He's talking about the Harvard graduates. Everyone's in blockchain. Everyone's in Bitcoin. He starts buying Bitcoin. May 2019, like they just said, he calls Bitcoin garbage. Then 3 years later, he's paid $15 million by FTX, becomes a spokesperson, and is super, super bullish.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, you never really heard him talking positively about crypto. But what was... And how much in between 2019 and 22, how much Bitcoin was he buying? And why was he calling Bitcoin garbage on TV back in 2019? Like a year later, all of a sudden he doesn't like it. I mean, maybe he's having his experience with it. Maybe it wasn't increasing, marginal to his investment, because you see he wants to make his, whatever gain on his investment. So he doesn't think it's good. But now he's like super hyped on it. But he made some good points in the, overall. I just don't know about him. I'm just very skeptical. All of a sudden, when he's paid $15 million, which isn't chump change, he gets paid and he's a spokesperson. But then you have to also then figure out, again, and this goes back to our conversation on FTX, who's behind FTX? Why are they pumping FTX so much, through the regulators, through the government? What does that all mean? Crypto G is saying regulator means incumbent banker.
That's awesome.
then there's just something about it. There's something a little fishy, big spokesperson. We know what happened in 2020. We know how much money SBF was funneling, through to Biden, and then to Democrat politicians and to some Republican politicians. It's just the whole thing is just a little sketchy. Anybody connected with FTX at this point is sketchy. Granted, he's a paid shiller to shill FTX, but it just doesn't really meet the smell test. But we do have to give someone a quick shout out here, Chip, because Rough Rican, Merry Christmas to both you and everyone in the chat. And you know what that calls for, Chip. Get ready.
Let's do it. You ready? Let's do this. And by the way, Rough Rican, I want to say it, early support of the channel, a consistent, support of the channel. Man, we can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for all the support you've shown us, all the love over the years, and it's been years. So I really want to thank you for that, because it's been incredible. And we thank everybody in the chat too. Everyone that's supported this channel, or maybe told somebody about it. Maybe you told someone about it and they go, I watched it, I didn't like it. So, but that's okay. But maybe some other people did. So it's all good. But thank you, Rough Rican, for that. I'm ready, Jeff. I got the air guitar ready. Let's do the super chat song. Let's do it. Ready?
I got the microphone. I'll sing.
You got it? Go ahead, sing, Jeff. Do some Metallica. Let's do it. Oh, no. We'll do some Cookie Monster rock. That's super chat. There we go. Thank you for that, Rough Rican. Really much appreciated, man. God, feeling the love. Merry Christmas to both of you, and Merry Christmas to you as well, or Happy Kwanzaa, or Happy Hanukkah, or any of those. Yeah, that's a great, and the funny part about that is, like, if you're going to give all that money, why don't you say, like, and they were bucking the whole idea of, like, tracking the money, because it all gets funneled back. And we know a lot of it got funneled back to, obviously to, FTX, which I always said it was a dumb name for an exchange. I don't know what it means. Futures trade. I don't know. But anyway, let's look at another video where Kevin O'Leary, part of the machine, sad time in history. Yeah, well, don't forget Wall Street was right with him. It's horrible. And they were all buying it in the background as well. They're trying to crash the price so they could buy in. It's horrible. It's not going anywhere. It's going to get banned. And then all of a sudden, when it hit, when it started dropping, they were buying.
Kevin O'Leary is a fraud, Miguel Castillo. He keeps saying he lost money, $10 million investing in FTX, but he was paid $15 million to show FTX. That's a net gain of $5 million in my books.
Yeah, it's a net gain of any given day. So you walked away with $5 million. So this is interesting that you're bringing this up, because now
we got paid $15 million.
Here he is back on CNBC. Here he is. Let's look at this one here and tell me if you can hear the song. So this is off the.
Here we go.
Just one question about the creditors, just your opinion on it, since you're trying to get on the creditors committee. If they do recover money, that money that goes back, what should the order of the creditors be? Who should get paid back first? The people who actually lost their money that they were asking them to hold, or contractors and spokespeople? Like, where should that fall in your opinion?
My opinion about this is, when you become an advocate for getting it back on a credit committee, you take care of the small people first, the people that lost their money I don't mean small people. I mean, people that diminishment amounts inside their accounts, they're hurt the most. And so it's not that the shareholders, of which I'm included, I'm in both of these groups, I don't think we should get anything back. We're venture investors. We're big boys. We lost our money. We understand it. I don't want anything back there until the people that had money in the accounts get theirs back. That just seems fair. And I really, because we know as venture investors, we're going to get it wrong 80% of the time. And here's another one. But there's something wrong with sweeping somebody's account of their assets. Where is that money? That's the question I have. And everybody on the committee is going to want the same answer. And so does John Ray. This is a classic case. And he said it himself this week in front of the Senate too. This is just follow the money.
Yeah, well, it's weird how his tune's changing a little bit, Jeff.
Is he trying to cover up? But I mean, he brings up a good point, right? I mean, it's the, the small investor that, should get their money back first, not the venture capitalists that
But that's not
invested
what's
in
happening, though. But that's not what's going to
No,
happen,
that's not
because in
what's gonna happen.
bankruptcy, it's going to be the people are first in line
The
are
big
not going to be the
creditors.
retail investors, the
Right,
ones that
they're always
lost
last.
everything. Yeah, they're always
Yep.
last, and that's because the SEC is protecting everybody. And the SEC
Exactly.
was having meetings with somebody that was offshore running a U.S. A venture that was offshore, and that didn't see any issues with that. That they were based off the leadership and the companies based offshore running a FTX.US was here in the U.S. and Gary Gensler was meeting with them. So Stu Alderoty
On a regular basis.
on a really regular basis. So Stu Alderoty, general counsel of Ripple, said, Kevin O'Leary and all the other venture investors in FTX should immediately demand the SEC stop spending taxpayer money on its tag along case against
Tag along.
SBF. What's that?
Tag along case.
Oh, sorry. Thank you for that. Money on its tag along case against SBF, since that case only seeks to recover on their behalf. Exactly. So you can say all you want. Jeff, you know what this reminds me a lot of? This reminds me a lot of like politicians when it's time to come raise taxes. You always get like the celebrities come out of the woodwork, or the people that have the businesses that are like the big ballers, like the Jeff Bezos and, right? Tim Cook from Apple. They always say and the classic example of this is Warren Buffett. They come out and say, it's not fair that my secretary has to pay more money than I do in taxes. I want to pay more. Well, guess what? When you file your taxes, there's a little box that you can contribute more, but it never gets checked, Jeff. They never check that box. So they grandstand and they get out there and they say, charge me more money. And they go on this media tour about how they're not tax fair. It's unfair the way they're being taxed. But weirdly enough, when it comes down to it, in the background, they're all campaigning against it. They're contributing to organizations that, will not play along. But the public view is this mouthpiece that says, I'm not, tax me more. It's not fair. And the way people...
It looks good on TV.
Yeah, it looks great on TV, but nobody cares. I mean, it's just bizarre, Jeff. I don't know.
Jim D is wondering, what's our take on rumors Gensler's now in trouble with his fellow Democrats and elites and soon to be forced out. People across the board seem to be really upset with how Gensler has handled things, not just as it comes to crypto. This FTX thing is definitely blowing up in his face a little bit, but across the board, even with how he's mismanaged some of the stock issues, Wall Street bets and beyond.
Yeah, I mean, I think that at some point you become a very big liability to the party. If you become a big liability to the party, then it's time to go. And I think that everybody needs a so-called fall guy. And guess who's perfect for that? None other than our pal, Gary Daddy G Gensler, because when it gets down to it, at the end of the day, they're going to throw him overboard. And we've seen this happen. It really has to bubble up. But this FTX thing was a little bit too much. And you also want to call attention away from, wait a minute, politicians receive money? You kind of want to go ahead and you want to diffuse. So if you can focus in on a patsy and a fall guy like Gary Gensler, it's about time. But that probably won't do him in. I mean, eventually they'll throw him overboard. But I think what will really be the impetus for this will be the new day coming on January 3rd, when the red team takes over in the House of Representatives and the hearings begin. Not the goofy hearings where you ask softball questions like, hey, would you mind coming over can we do dinner later? Like if you're Maxine Waters, you go like, would you mind doing dinner later? And on your way out, I'll blow you kisses and we'll all wave, because you're going to comp the dinner and it's going to be just great. Can we do that? No, these are going to be drag Gary Gensler in, put him under oath, and start asking the real questions, right? And start getting into it. And then also investigations will begin and start, not like this, like most of them, but they have a chance. Let's give them a shot. That's what they said they were going to do. Let's hold them accountable. Are they going to do what they said they were going to do? Tom Emmer is leading the charge. You got Warren Davidson, Patrick McHenry. You got all of these, people on the red team that said this is what they're going to do. Let's see if they do what they said they're going to do. But I have to say, quite honestly, December 15th came and went. And of course, Jeff, everybody talked about the settlement. I love how the settlement thing pops up on YouTube videos every week and a half or 2 weeks. It's about a 2-week cadence here. 2 weeks. What happens? There's a settlement. Everyone, yay, there's a settlement. Yeah, that's why Ripple spent $125+ million defending themselves. That's why the SEC put all their eggs in one basket on crushing Ripple, because they were going to settle. And then we keep bringing it up, Jeff, that Brad Garlinghouse said the only reason they would settle is if there was clarity for XRP, because why would you waste your time if you're just going to get a small slap on the wrist and you negate the entire 2 years of defending yourself? But Ripple defended itself brilliantly. Their team, the problem is the onus wasn't on them to prove the Howey test. The onus was on the SEC, and they failed in a lot of different ways. 4 prongs of the Howey test. And where was the common enterprise, but where's the investment contract? Geez, they did miserable in trying to defend that. So there you go. But let's look at this. Jeremy Hogan. Thank God for Jeremy Hogan. Going to miss his videos. But again, he will be here on the chain on December 20th. Let's look at this. Charles Hoskinson, who was out there in a video and said, well, there's rumors. And he said there were rumors. He heard something. Okay. But guess what? We hear something pretty much weekly, right? That there's going to be some rumors. Charles Hoskinson said, let's see if the rumors I heard are right about XRP resolution might have egg on my face. This was on December 15th. Well, as we all know, it's December 17th here in the US. It's the 18th of year is it 18th yet in Australia? Has it changed? How many hours ahead? 14 hours? So no, it's 18.
12 or 13.
Something like that. So he says, my egg on my face. So he's making a kind of a joke, but he's putting a public statement out there. But, God bless Jeremy Hogan for he says, don't worry, Charles. There's room for a bass player in my wrongly predicted XRP settlement garage band. Join us. You bring the beer. So here is Jeremy Hogan. And this is his wrongly predicted XRP settlement garage band that he's starting. And there he is, playing in his suit, got the kids' bikes in the background, right in the garage. Let's listen in on this.
Stairway to heaven.
Stairway to heaven. Playing Led Zeppelin Stairway to Heaven. And he's hitting the chords and everything, but there it is. He's got the microphone stand on it. He's got a little bit far from the mic, but here we go. Here it is.
Stairway to heaven.
There it is. Legal briefs. So you gotta love that, man.
Funny. He's great.
It's good stuff. You gotta love the comedic touch that he has and the lightness and the personality and everything. But and I love how he trolls Charles too a little bit. He's like, yeah, my wrongly predicted XRP garage band, settlement garage band. And Jeff, if you were going to assemble that XRP settlement wrongly garage band, you'd have a whole cast of characters. Because I always go out there and I'm like, remind me of this tweet, and they're like, it'll settle within this day. And I'm like, I have so many remind me of these tweets. You can put and remind me of this and put a date, and then Twitter will come back and say, the bot will come and say, hey, you wanted to be reminded this time. And there you are. And there you have it, Jeff. There you have it. Yeah, it is time. Jeff, this is time to talk about the donation Sam gave at DNC and Biden. Okay, it's a very good time to talk about it, Jeff, because we have
a list. Do you have that? Can you pull it up?
I can pull it. If you have it, go ahead. But I'm trying to.
I have it pulled up here, but it's hard to read.
Jeff.
It's really hard to read the way it. This was December 1st, but it's just they're images, and they're hard to read these images, even when I zoom into them. I'm not sure. You can't see them. It's too hard to. I mean, you can see it. It's a little blurry.
Oh.
Who's the Protect Our Future PAC? House Majority PAC.
Yeah, they're all
that PAC. GMI PAC. America United. DNC. Grassroots Victory Fund. Opportunity for Tomorrow. Then here you got the Alabama Conservatives Fund down here at the bottom.
It's easy to see what they are, Jeff. I mean, so
yeah, you can get an idea of all the Victory, the Texas Democrats, Arizona Democrats, the DSCC, whatever that Heartland kind of goes down. Then you got here's Gillibrand for Senate, Jeffries for Congress. All these Democrat candidates here. There's Gottheimer right there. Let's see. Now you kind of get a general idea of where this is all going. A lot of for Congress, all the way. Here's Friends of Dick Durbin Committee.
Dick
Jim
Durbin.
Costa for Congress. They were spreading the wealth here. Little bits of in the thousands.
Jeff, look at that last one there. Look at the very last one there. It says
Democratic Executive Committee of Florida. There you go. They got maybe $1,000.
Hey, by chance, are you getting any feedback? I keep hearing myself echo. Are you guys hearing that in the chat?
No feedback.
Let me bounce out of here. I hear myself echoing.
Here we go. Here's PACs over $1 million. Here's Protect Our Future. Here's the House Majority PAC. They got over 25 million. It's a nice donation. Here's PACs here. The American Patriots PAC. Look at that. American Patriots got 150,000. GMI PAC got 350,000. Those are independent Republicans, so they gave a little bit. They're spreading the wealth a little bit.
Sure were.
The majority of it went to Democrat candidates and Democrat organizations, but they did spread it around a little bit. So it's pretty amazing. Yeah, this gets really detailed. So
it does get pretty detailed, and you gotta like say that. So
they hear echo too. That's crazy.
No,
you hearing you echo.
Yeah,
I don't hear any echo.
No, anymore I don't, but I was hearing an echo, but it's gone now. I believe it's gone. So there was an estimated $42 million that Sam Bankman-Fried gave or donated. Much of the money still not fully recorded, given clawbacks. So there you go. So that's even not in the full list. There was also dark money too, which would probably be tougher to track. Nice.
Yeah.
The House of Representatives. Interesting.
Yep.
Usual Whales did the SBF interview. So there you have it, man.
Yeah. Crazy.
There you have it, Jeff. And
crazy
as
stuff.
Tomorrow night, guys, don't forget, we have none other than Blockchain Backer coming on here. Blockchain Backer. Hello, everybody. And the funny thing is like, it's just great talking to him. You forget you're talking to Blockchain Backer because it's just like there's actually a person, and it's fantastic. So I really enjoyed that quite a bit, I have to say. And it'd be good to see him because, I mean, it's nothing replaces hanging out with somebody in person. I don't care what you say. You can do this all day long. But when you meet someone in person, it's just a whole different thing. So that's very cool. But he will be here tomorrow night. And as we will do that. So there we go. Let's take us out of here. As we get out of here, guys, I want to remind you to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and drop this in the chat. Guys, and a lot of times we forget, we get busy, but go ahead and click on that link and go ahead and set yourself a reminder. That way you'll get a reminder on your phone. It'll pop it up and say, hey, the chat is, the interview is live. Go watch it. Come on, pop in here, ask some questions. We're going to have a great time tomorrow night. It's going to be a ruckus time here on the chain with a legend blockchain backer coming on. So, Jeff, why don't you take us out?
That's all we got. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, you guys are the best and the brightest in all crypto YouTube space. We'll see you guys tomorrow. How about that?
See you guys tomorrow. That's good, Jeff. That's good. Guys, we'll see you on the next one. Have yourselves a really good weekend. Come on back here tomorrow night for the interview with Blockchain Backer. Go ahead and check out the On the Chain official tweet and go ahead and retweet that. Let's get a lot of people in here. I want to see a good crowd in here tomorrow night. And that's all we have, guys. We'll see you all in the next one. Classic outro or the new outro? Which we go with?
Let's go with the short.
Let's go with the short one. Okay, let's do that.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.